Hey still hearts, how y'all doing? This is Jada Lynn. Welcome to In the Raw. This is a channel where we sit and discuss narcissism, what it sounds like, what it looks like, and what is up close and personal in your face. All right, now, so in this video, I would like to discuss 3 ways or 3 telltale signs a narcissist knows you are on to them, okay? Now, I'm sure that there may be more signs, but from my experience, this is what I've experienced. So I'm just only speaking from what I know, okay? And my disclaimer, I just want to say right off the bat, I'm not a doctor, I'm not any kind of PhD, no therapist, no none of that. I just happen to be a regular girl who done been through some things, and I feel like I can throw my 2 cents on it, okay? So with that being said, the first one that I've noticed when a narcissist knows that you are on to them, I noticed that a narcissist will make you pity them or try to make you pity them. They will sense that you are either pulling away or that you found out some things about them, or you just realize, you know, who they really are by their mask coming off, and they're trying to change your perspective by manipulating you, because what you see is legit, but they don't want you to leave them. They're secretly fearing that. They don't want you to leave them. So the first one is that when I was with my daughter's father, in this video I'm just going to be referring to my daughter's father, he wanted me to pity him. He started, you know, once he realized I was pulling away and not speaking to him like that, and not, you know, just not doing the things that he wanted me to do, and he wanted me to pity him by telling me, oh, you know, I don't have a father like how you have that's active in my life and things like that, and I don't have a good job like how you have a good job, and this and that, and I didn't have that type of, you know, stability in my life and things like that. And of course I would always tell him, you can change that doesn't have to be your outcome, just you're allowing it to linger. It doesn't have to be your outcome, but it is what it is. I digress, you're talking to a narcissist here. But you know, he just wanted me to feel sorry for him. He just kept saying these things that he wanted me to, you know, he was trying to pull on my heartstrings and make me feel sorry for him. So whatever it was that I was thinking about doing to him, either it was leaving, or if I was thinking that, oh, I figured him out in whatever situation he done did, it's like he wanted to change that perspective. But that would be manipulating me, because what I saw was the truth about him. It was his mask falling off, and that's just what it was. Number 2, the guilt tripping, and they can get pretty nasty too. I noticed that he guilt tripped me. Like, we were together for 6 years, and I told him that one of the main things that we talked about in our relationship was, you know, I felt like I was being strung along. There was no, you know, no talks of ever getting married and things like that. I just felt like I was being strung along, and I didn't like that feeling. And when things had gotten really bad, and I was, you know, pretty much already out the door, just waiting to get, you know, the last things together, but I was pretty much out the door already. He pretty much just was like, well, why don't we get married? And I was like, why don't we get married? He was like, yeah, isn't that what you always wanted? And I was like, yes, of course, but so then let's just get married. And I said, no, I don't want to get married like this. I mean, you and I are having bad times. We're arguing. I'm drained. I'm not feeling good. You know, you always projecting this and that and doing whatever it is behind my back against me and on me and things like that. And now you're gonna sit here and ask me to marry you? Like, what the heck? I don't want to get married like this. I'm not even sure if I even want to get married now, you know, things like that. And then it's like, oh, so now I asked you to marry me, and now you're just gonna sit here and reject me in my face? Like, that's what you're gonna do? And that's how it went. That's exactly how it went, and that's exactly how it could go for you too. Yeah, so I'll leave that alone. Number 3, And the final one was, for me, was smear campaign. That smear campaign was so bad. And not only that, it was mainly with his family. He did it with our friends too. But his family was close front and center, and his family did the most hurtful things, you know, because we're all together, we're always together, and to have the family snickering and talking about you behind your back when you come into a room, you can just tell that they just got done talking about you, they treat you differently, things like that. When you're dealing with stuff like that, it is not really easy to stay in that relationship. I wasn't even interested in staying in that relationship anyway. Like I said, I was already out the door. Things had just gotten so bad. And once he realized that my mind was pretty much already made up, whatever it was that he was trying to throw at me was not working. The sweet talk was not working. The guilt tripping to try to make me feel bad or make me feel guilty for anything was not working. The pity that he wanted me to feel for him by pulling on my heartstrings, that was not working. It just, nothing was working. So what he thought that he could do is he took my car, he drove it to New Jersey, and he wrecked it, so that I couldn't leave, because he already knew that he had in his mind that she must be getting ready to leave. And I was so close. Like I said, I was already just about out the door. I was just waiting for some final touches, and he must have already known it. Because narky people, they are very intelligent, and I know you know that. But he wrecked my car. He told me that he slipped on some snow, and I just thought it was so weird because it was sunny and dry conditions, and the lying was just so ridiculous. It didn't even make any sense. But when I went to go see the car, okay, I think what he did was he must have put a brick on the accelerator and got out of the car somehow and just let that car hit into a building or something. And I say that because when I finally got a chance to see the car, because you know I had to surrender the plates to the DMV, I had to do all of that stuff. When I finally saw the car, the whole front of the car was completely smashed in, and the rest of the car was fine. It looked as if he got in a brick and just rammed it into the accelerator. It looked like he got a brick, put it on the accelerator, and the car rammed into a building. And he left that car into an abandoned parking lot where it was an old building there, and nobody was using the parking lot because nobody was in the building. And that's pretty much what it was for me. So I made this video to discuss my 3 telltale signs that I noticed, that if a narcissist notices that you are figuring them out, this is what they could do. They could amp up their whole, manipulation tactics, their games, their whatever it is that they're doing. They could turn it up, and they will turn it up. This situation, he wrecked my car purposely because he did not want me to leave. He wanted me to stay in the relationship. He wanted me to stay in it. Now, this video is mainly geared, pretty much my trial and errors, the things that I have done and that I didn't do. I will put it in this. I have put it in this channel so that you can do better than me. Obviously, I wasn't too discreet about it, but I learned that I need to be discreet. Be more discreet, just be as discreet as you can. I made it obvious that I just didn't want to be with him because of my body language around the house. So it was things like that. You may have to act like you still want to be with that individual, with him or her. It doesn't matter who this person is. You may have to act like you want to be in their life still so that they can't figure you out while you're busy planning. And my thing is that you want to get trusted friends, you want to get trusted family members, people that you know that you can talk to and that they're not going to tell what it is that you say to the narcissist, or anything is going to reach back to the narcissist. I would suggest that you plan carefully, and use people that can help. When I was trying to leave him, I was working with a social worker, and she was friends with a cop. And during work hours, we would have a conversation with three-way conference call and have a conversation about how we were going to I was going to take my daughter out of that environment. I had to plan carefully, and I tried to the best way that I could, because he was abusive. He was physically abusive, he was verbally, emotionally abusive, and financially abusive. He was sexually abusive. It was every kind of abuse that you can think of. And so I really had to tread lightly, but I had this body language like I just was not interested in being with him, because I wasn't, and it's kind of hard for me to fake it. But in some situations you may have to, and I want to say that this video does remind me of the movie Sleeping with the Enemy with Julia Roberts. I don't know if you've seen that movie. It's an old movie, check it out. But in that movie, Julia Roberts was with an abusive person. He was highly manipulative, and she was trying to get away from him. And the only way that she can get away from him was to fake her death. She had to fake her death. She couldn't swim, so she learned how to swim. And when he took her out into the water, obviously he was being manipulative. He knew that she couldn't swim, so he took her out into the water, and she, ended up jumping over and never coming back up. But this time it was a joke. It was a joke. It's not like she went down and died for real. She just faked that she was dead, and just so she can go live her life somewhere else without being under him. But he ended up finding her. So I said all that to say is that sometimes you can make a plan on what it is that you want to do, and it may not always work out the way that you want it to work out. I know the plan that the social worker and the cop and I put together to get my daughter and I out of there, it worked to get me out of there, but it didn't work to get my baby out of there, because he held my daughter hostage. He knew that I was trying to leave. He already wrecked my car and failed at keeping me from leaving. And it was like, oh, you're not going to take my daughter either. So he held her hostage, and that made things 10 times worse. So yeah, things like that. So I just put this video together. Those were 3 telltale signs that I experienced. Like I said, there could be more, but this is what I experienced. This is what I went through. Okay, so my still hearts, y'all keep your heads up. Plan carefully, and like I said, get you some close friend, close family member that you can trust. And if not, get you a therapist. Go see somebody, but seek help from someone. If you have to go to the authorities, go to the authorities, and they will send you to somebody that can help you. Okay, so just do it carefully. And yeah, it may be hard, but you may have to go home and cook dinner and put a smile on your face. You know what I mean? It's hard, but you have to do what you got to do in order to get you out of there safely. And if you have children, them out of there safely. Okay, so I'm gonna leave it there, and you guys, I will see you guys in the next video. All right.